And cut. Hi, my name is Michael, and this is my baptism testimony. When I grew up, I really didn't have a family. What I grew up with wasn't a family, it was a group of mentally ill individuals brought together by genealogy. I mean, my entire family had mental issues, drug issues. The church that we went to, the churches that we went to, just didn't really have anything going on. There was just no love there, no love for God. It was rote. It was procedure, and you didn't have to live it. We didn't live it. There was no real fellowship. There was no real belonging. There was nothing that I could trust. Nobody I could really ask for help if I needed it. When I was 14, I went through an incredibly traumatic experience. I lost my girlfriend to a brain aneurysm. And I asked for God for help, and I got nothing. Because, I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know how to approach God. And I asked nothing from my family, nothing from my church. And that there was what pushed me away completely. That was basically when the evil one that got me, he kept hold of me and used me. And I was fine with it. My life before was ugly, full of fear and hate and anger. And it was me against everybody. It was me trying to get what I could out of everybody else. I was a user. I was psychologically abusive. And I was just not a very good person. I would let people in and then I would drive them away as soon as they failed me in spectacular fashion. I would use any weakness that I found about you against you. I was Saul of Tarsus. I would persecute people for their faith. I knew God. I just didn't want anything to do with God. Well, I was living with my then girlfriend, and she had been going to a church in Ipswich that was in a bar. The pastor came over to her house, would come over to her house to talk with her, do Bible studies with her, and she would talk with me, and I would argue with her on a regular basis. Because, I knew the law. I knew what the Bible said, and I knew how to use it against Christians to contradict anything that they said. But she kept coming back, and she kept asking me to come to her church. And it took a while, but I finally did. Just seeing the fellowship in that church and seeing, meeting the people that were with God, that loved God. And after a while, it just got to me that, what was I doing? Why was I hurting people so unnecessarily? It just softened my heart. My heart was rock solid. It was granite. And over time, you just replaced it with a heart of flesh. Letting go of all the garbage, letting go of all the hate that I had, all of the fear that I had. That was the first time I chose to get baptized. And it was good for a while, but my old life didn't want to let me go. So there were fights that just got to be too much. And I walked away. I walked away for almost 10 years. Well, As a lot of people know, I got cancer. You can tell from my lovely singing voice, I have throat cancer. And I was handling it myself for a year and a half, going through the chemo, the radiation. I had no idea what my future held for me. And I had a particularly bad regimen of chemotherapy that landed me in the hospital for 7 weeks. And then one night it just hit me that I'm not strong enough on my own. I need these people around me. I need the help. I've just been doing this on my own, and it's not working. I'm using every excuse that I can to stay home, stay isolated, because, that's what the evil one wants, is he wants us to be isolated. He wants us to be alone, because that's when he works in us. It's Jesus basically coming to me saying, I've sent you a coworker, I sent you a neighbor, I sent you a cousin, I sent you an aunt, I sent you people you know from your old church. What are you waiting for? Come back. And that's what I did. And the next week was when I got out of the hospital, I came back, and I've been here ever since. And it's been awesome. Coming here, everybody was so welcoming. Everybody was introducing themselves. Everybody was like, we're glad you're here. It was funny. My cousin was like, why don't you come to my church? And the first week that I was here, he wasn't here. It was calming. It was reassuring. There were 3 people here four people that knew who I was. But I must have been greeted by like 15, 20 people that day. How, they hoped I would come back. A desire to be something greater. They talked about all the stuff they have going on, the food pantries and the outreach and the men's groups and, the different groups, and they're all glad. Everybody's just so happy. And it's great to see. It really is. Everything. I wake up every morning now, and the first thing I do is I pray. And I ask God to take away the fears that I have. Because I know I can give it to him. I know he can take it. Because I know that I can't. My horrible life choices also gave me the fear and the anger and being overwhelmed. And I know that it's only Jesus that can take that away. I know it's only Jesus that can take this fear and give me the joy that I need to live my life to the best that I can be. But I know there's a purpose, and I know he's got a reason for me to be here. Best I can get out of it is that he's put me here to serve. I can't serve if I'm constantly in my own head. So I have to get out of my head. I have to stop, and I have to think during the day, and I have to just listen quietly to what he wants me to do. I want to be baptized because I need a line in the sand. I still remember my old life. I still have regrets, and I still have guilt about my old life. And I want to give that up. I want to be refreshed. I want to be different. I want to be not who I was before. I want to be somebody I can be proud of. I want to be somebody my family can be proud of. I want to be somebody that God wants me to be. Come and see. Come and see what Jesus can do and what miracles he can work in your life if you let him, if you invite him in. Because he's waiting for you. He's been waiting for you your whole life. He knows your troubles, and he's ready to take them for you. He died to pay that ransom for you so you could be freed from that sin, to let you live your best life. And the best way to do that is to give up your old life, to die to your old life and be born again. You're just one step away. You really are. I mean, that's one of my favorite songs, but you're just one step away from the life you could be living. We live in a world that isn't geared towards Jesus. It isn't geared towards God. It's geared towards the dark one, and it's getting more and more that way. It's difficult to make this choice, but it's the best choice. It just really is. I mean, it's the best thing you could do for your life. To my old self, I would just good riddance. I don't need you. I don't. I don't need your fellowship with the world. I don't need your specific set of skills, as it were, because I want something different. And to my new, I would say welcome. I would say go out and serve. As my pastor's fond of saying, be a disciple. Help make disciples. Just remember, just don't forget and don't slide. Just remember every day, every morning, wake up to God. Every night, go to sleep to God. And just don't rely on the things of this world. Don't rely on the secular. Don't rely on anything but God. Don't rely on anything but Jesus, because other things will fail you. They will. And if you don't give it all up to Jesus, if you don't give it all to God, you will fail. Because that's just the way the world is. And that's the way your life is. You're broken, you're scarred, and Jesus wants to heal that. And eventually, all that stuff will go away. But you gotta keep your eyes on the prize. You gotta live for what He wants you to live for. You know, you have to be sad for the things He's sad for. You have to be happy for the things God is happy for. And just remember that. Take one.